In today's video, I'm going to reveal the biggest secret in Madden 26 that the pros have been using and show you how you can use it to take your offense to the next level. This is the biggest offensive tip slash trick in the game. Now, we're going to be talking about a very specific, very high level way to use the untarget defender feature. Now, if you're not aware, you just access this by flicking the right analog stick up. And when you do that, you can just scroll and highlight any defensive player. Whichever player has the flame over your head, that's who you're highlighting. And you're basically telling your offense, your blockers, to disregard him. Now, this can be used in the run game. This can be used in the pass game. I've made a lot of videos this year on it. But like I said, there's one specific secret that is just going to take your whole game to the next level. So the play I want to talk about is out of the bunch tight end, but I'm going to show a few different examples in this video of different ways to utilize this. So make sure you guys stay tuned throughout the entire video so you don't miss out on any important content. And if you want more content like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel and drop me a like on the video. So this RPO out of the bunch tight end, I'm in the Ben Kurt playbook right now, but it's in a lot of other playbooks like Jets, etc. This is one of the best plays in the game. There are a few very specific ways to counter it, that can be pretty effective. But when you know how to use the untarget defender feature on RPOs, it makes this play unstoppable. So in a situation like this, when we're going up against man coverage, the only guy that can really make a play is the one that is manned up to the receiver on the bubble. So, for instance, if the slot receiver's defender, the slot corner, was not blocked, he would not even really attempt to make a play on the bubble based upon the way the game is coded. So, if I was to just go ahead and flick the right analog stick up and put the flame over the slot corner's head, he is not going to be blocked. And you're going to see now that safety is actually going to get blocked. Meanwhile, the slot corner runs into the middle of the field, resulting in an easy touchdown. Now, there's even more we can do with this to make this even better. I'm going to show you guys another trick on this specific play that makes this even better. And then we're going to get into how to do it versus zone as well. So this is actually something that I've had in the Sportsgamerz VIP membership for quite a while now. VIP members have known about this, but I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a free preview of what we have inside the VIP membership, for the holidays, give y'all a little treat. But as you guys can see here in the replay, again, when you untarget the slot corner, he's no longer gonna be blocked, right? So in man coverage, you'll see because he's manned up to the slot receiver, he kind of just follows the slot receiver into the middle of the field. He doesn't attempt to make a play because that's not his assignment to the bubble. But the slot receiver, he actually now blocks that safety, and we're able to basically have great blocking. And honestly, I don't even use Thornton on my team anymore. I don't even know why he's in the game because he's not that fast at the moment. But still outruns Deion Sanders for a free touchdown. Now, as I said, there's a way to make this even better against man. And the way you want to make it even better is real quick, guys. If you want to dominate Madden 26 and win more games, check out my VIP membership on sportsgamerz.com. This is where I post all my premium content, including all the offensive and defensive ebooks I release all year long, in addition to premium Madden Vault weekly tip updates. You will learn the proven strategies thousands of players have used to win more games, and over 99% of my members say that they win more games with my tips. Click the link in the description to join now and start winning more games today. Make sure that the RPO alert bubble is in your audibles as we have here. Now, there's different ways to do this. What I do is I come out in the bunch X nasty. Play doesn't necessarily matter, but when you audible into this RPO, you actually now can hot route the player that's on the bubble. So if I see this, I'm going to actually put him on a flat route. If I see man coverage, I want him on a flat because a flat, it's going to run more upfield. It's not going to go behind the line of scrimmage. So that's really good against man because now if I go ahead and untarget the slot corner with this receiver on a flat instead of a bubble, you're going to see he kind of just gets a speed burst upfield. And, if I turn the corner a little bit better, that could be a touchdown. You're going to see that that will get you more consistent big plays. Yes, I know I scored a touchdown on the bubble and only got like 10 or 15 there, but trust me, this is just harder to stop when you put him on this flat. Now, trust me, there are specific ways to counter this. Basically, any sort of defense where the outside corner would be at a hard flat. So, say like a cover two with the outside corner and a hard flat. If you put this receiver on the flat, you're going to notice that, like, sometimes the hard flat will basically be able to make a play. Now, it doesn't always happen, but a hard flat is the best way to stop that because he's going to get in the way. Sometimes he ends up getting blocked, but other times he breaks up the pass. So, if you're going up against zone, you actually want to run this a bit differently. So, let's go with just a cover four and we'll do hard flats. Let's start with cover four hard flats, then I'll do cover two because I do want to show you that this is definitely a little bit different when you go up against zone. So, here again, once again, we're gonna audible into it, and you see we're in cover four hard flats. Now, when you see that they're in zone, you can kind of just tell by alignment. It's pretty easy to recognize man or zone and bunch tight end because in bunch tight end, you have the three receivers on one side of the field. So if you ever see a situation where there's not a DB lined up over the receivers, it's not man. Like clearly this is zone because you guys can see there's three DBs on the tight end side of the formation. Like this would never be the case, right? This is just clearly an alignment of zone. If you pay attention, it's pretty obvious, right? So what we're gonna do here, knowing this is zone, is I no longer want to untarget the safety. Because remember, a hard flat is really in zone, the only zone that will play this. So I know that, against this alignment, there's no way that safety would be in a hard flat because that would just result in a busted cover. So the two players that could be in a hard flat most likely would be the slot or basically the outside corner. So if I just against zone untarget the safety, we're gonna have much better success because now we're gonna basically ensure that the player that is in the flat will get blocked. And the other thing about this is like some people know by now, some smart players, anyways, on defense know by now. This is something I posted about this year that if you basically, move your safety outside of the guy in the flat like um, this confuses the blocking. And because this confuses the blocking, if you don't untarget the safety, the blockers will actually go try to get the safety because of the way they move their defense and let the hard flat just run right down and pick the ball off or break it up. So that's why it's against zone. It's really imperative that you untarget the safety, whether you see them move him or not. It's just safer that way to make sure that the guy in the flat zone, in this case that'd be that guy right there, does not come free untouched and make a play. As you guys can see, yeah, we'll let him go because he shouldn't really be able to make a play anyways. He's in a deep zone, right? We should be able to get downfield. So that would be cover four. Now, what about a Tampa 2 cover 2 hard flat situation? Remember, it is better to run the bubble, in my opinion, when there could be a defender in a hard flat. Because even though the flat hot route can work, it's definitely gonna get broken up sometimes. There'll definitely be times where a hard flat will just get around the blocking and break the play up. And that's just because the flat runs more upfield. The bubble, that's not gonna happen. So once again, if I just keep the bubble, untarget the safety, you'll see that we get that flat zone blocked. And well, we had somebody blocking him, he just missed the block, which that can happen. Once in a while, you will see that your defenders, they just don't do a good job blocking. And, that is something that can happen, but that doesn't happen too much. We're in the same defense, we untarget the safety. Really, all we need is just that. Just hold the block, we're upfield, for at least 5 to 10 yards. So if you've ever played somebody and you just felt like, man, like no matter what I do, like I can't stop this play, this is why. It's because they know how to use flat hot routes and untargets your zones. Really, the only thing you can do against this with somebody that knows what they're doing is user it. But like that is not good because like let's say that you're like, oh well, I'm just gonna take my user and stand over there. and run down on the bubble, yeah, I mean, okay, if you just take your guy over here and just run down on my bubble, guess what? Like at this point, all I have to do is hand the ball off, and I mean, that's a free 5 to 10 yards. I mean, I didn't get any blocking at all there, and I still got like 5 yards. So that's not the answer either. Because if you're giving up 4 or 5 yards at least, sometimes 10, 15 yards, maybe even touchdowns, I mean, you have no chance at a stop. They could run the ball every single play, right? So that's why this is so good. Now, the other thing about this is you can use it on all sorts of different RPOs. The bunch tight end is just the best one to use it on, but there are plenty of RPOs that you want to use this with. I would say trips RPOs and bunch RPOs are the best because when you have three receivers on one side of the formation, you're just going to get better blocking that way, right? Against different zone and man looks. The other part about this tip is you can use this on runs too. Now, I have already kind of made a video about this earlier in the year, but it is still worth going over that this is not just for RPOs, it is actually for real runs too. And one of the meta defenses right now is mid blitz. So, of course, you can destroy them with the RPO on mid blitz, as I've already shown, just simply using the untarget uh, right here on the slot corner, yeah, like they won't be able to play mid blitz. But what if you actually want to run the ball? Well, one of my favorite ways to run the tackle, I'm sorry, run the ball against mid blitz is the off tackle run at a bunch tight end. I just make sure that I untarget the defensive end on the tight end side, and that basically makes it a situation to where I'm gonna get three receivers blocking, and you'll see that two of them have the runoff assignment, which basically is the vertical lines going downfield, which means that the guys manned up to them, they're gonna turn and run, not even playing the run until about 5 to 10 yards downfield. Only guy that doesn't have that assignment is Thornton. So really the safety is the only guy that might react to the run reasonably well, as he did there. Still about a 4 yard run. The thing is though, you could say, oh yes, you only got 4 yards. Sure. But the next play, you could get 20 yards. Like here, we get a little bit better around the corner. We got like probably 13 yards. So this is another really good way to combat this meta man blitzing that you're seeing a lot of people go to right now. We have Zero Chill coming out, and Zero Chill always brings a lot of AP discounts. So you might see a lot of people go to discounted inside shades or maybe mid zone KOs. This is going to be a great tactic to have in your offense. And again, it's not specific to these few plays I've shown in this video. You can utilize this with any different play. It's just that the formations with three receivers on one side of the field, like I've shown, give you more options and just better blocking overall.